Hopefully, I'm done with this subject today. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Steven Crowder's appearance on Timcast. Now, we all know what the controversy is, right? He got an offer from Daily Wire. He didn't like it. He put the offer up on the internet talking about it, but not really exposing their name, although we all pretty much knew who it was. Daily Wire came out and defended themselves. There was quite a few videos created reacting to Crowder's video and Daily Wire's video. Candace Owens went on Timcast, said her piece. There's been a whole lot going on, but we have not heard from Steven Crowder after the Jeremy Boring video, after Candace Owens, and after all the YouTubers making their videos until right now on Timcast. And before I go any further, let's just roll the clips. I'll place all these in the description and the full podcast in the description box below. Let's check it out.
I'm on your side on this one. Everybody can know my bias. The reason that really bothered me is because I run a company. I know how much money we make. And there are people who assume that revenue equals money in your pocket profit. And it's like, no. If they're giving him $50 million, it sounds so wonderful.
They're assuming you're dumb. They're treating the audience like they're dumb. Again,
well, no. A lot of people don't.
But here's the
understand
thing.
This.
People don't understand because they're assuming that you won't go and do research. Look, $50 million basketball money versus $12 million. If let's say Marvel says,
let's just pause right here. Basically, he's saying that 12.5 ain't enough. Okay, well, first of all, are you getting paid that much right now? And if you are, then you have no need for a Daily Wire, I would presume. And if you want a Daily Wire, still counter offer and say you want more money. We'll talk about the counter offer that was allegedly made a little bit later.
I don't know, the new Thor movie is $200 million. Is that Hemsworth's salary? It's that simple of an analogy.
Yeah.
But the issue here, and I'll let Gerald kind of talk about that more. The issue here is, like, I think that these people at Daily Wire, they've said that they're very business savvy. They're running a business. So are they very business savvy? Are they dumb and don't know that $12.5 million a year for an entire production house is what we're actually looking at? Or are they lying when they say it's basketball money and $50 million salary? I think Candace Owens at one.
It is basketball money, regardless of who you got to pay or whatever. It is basketball money. $50 million over the course of 4 years, that's a basketball contract. Now, how you divvy up your money is your business. Okay, just like a basketball player. They may have baby mamas and assistants and chefs and whatever. That's their business. That's your business, sir. Let's keep it all the way real. I don't really have sympathy for a guy making that kind of money talking about how he has to divide it up.
One point got up to like 140 or something on the. I don't.
So
really,
you said you wanted $30 million a year or 140.
And the
million.
only reason people know that's not true, and you've seen the transcript. You ever see me once say, "Hey, it's about more money"? There was never an offer sent after I said, "Look, it's a non-starter if you don't change these terms, and please tell me that you're not doing this with other people." There was never anything after that where it was, of course, the non-starter is, I can't do 5 live reads because we do commercials.
I just want to ask one specific question, because a lot of people are bringing this up and they're accusing you guys of only exposing them after they turned down your counter offer. Is that true, or can you add more information to that?
Yeah, I don't know why they're saying the timeline that he kind of gave was completely inaccurate.
Yeah, there was never any counter offer from us. What Steven said was basically, look, guys, these are the terms that we have a problem with.
Right.
And if I don't care what the.
I don't watch Crowder's show, so I kind of recognize this guy a little bit. Like, I've seen the show before, of course, but I really don't watch it intently. I don't know who this guy is. Is he an attorney? He has an attorney or a cop type of vibe to him. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Contract says dollar-wise. If these terms are in there, that's bad, and you need to start again. This has to be pulled out.
So there was no counter offer, because I'm seeing a lot of you guys say
there was the agent. I think my agent. They sent this term sheet. The agent said, "Well, if you're talking about 100% ownership, by the way, in perpetuity forever, meaning, and it's a 6-year contract with no option to extend for 2 years, 6 years, locked in at that rate, and again, right, how do you penalize someone?" Oh, wait a minute, you kind of explain that. The first they sent this term sheet. The agent said, "Well, if you're talking about 100% ownership, by the way, in perpetuity forever, meaning, and it's a 6-year contract with no option to extend for 2 years, 6 years, with no option to negotiate. They have an option to extend for 2 years, 6 years, locked in at that rate, and again, right? How do you penalize someone?"
Oh, well, wait a minute. You kind of skipped past that, because there was a direct question asked. Was there a counter offer? Okay, there was a direct question. See, it was asked earlier. He's talking about some other stuff. Oh, they're lying, all this, that, and the third. But you didn't say, no, there was not a counter offer. You didn't say you didn't counter offer. You didn't say, you're talking about, oh, it's not about money. Well, we're talking about money right now. Throughout this whole clip, money. Oh, it's not enough. 12.5 ain't enough. I got mouths to feed, all this, that, and the third. The whole Latrell Sprewell argument. I got a family to feed.
A lot of you guys say
there was the agent. I think my agent. The first they sent this term sheet. The agent said, "Well, if you're talking about 100% ownership, by the way, in perpetuity forever, meaning, and it's a 6-year contract with no option to negotiate. They have an option to extend for 2 years. 6 years, locked in at that rate. And again, right, how do you penalize someone for money that they don't make? They're not going to lose money on you being demonetized. Now,
Let's pause right there. So there was a clause in the contract. Perpetuity, people are kind of hung up on that because in perpetuity means forever. They own your content forever, but they're licensing your content. So whatever you create while you're over there, they own those particular episodes. But I don't see any language about owning your intellectual property. For example, you have a show called Change My Mind. You own the intellectual property to Change My Mind, I would presume, unless the Blaze or somebody owns it, okay? If you own it, you're going to keep it. They're not necessarily asking for the IP to that. They're just asking for those particular episodes that you have. A prime example would be a television show. If Tyler Perry has Meet the Browns or something like that, he could take Meet the Browns to UPN or whatever they got, WGN, whatever the channel is. Then he can go to BET with the same show. Why? Because he owns the intellectual property. BET or whatever station he's on licenses it for a certain period of time. You can have social syndication or whatever the case may be because you still own the IP to your actual show. Same thing with his show called Change My Mind. But let's keep on going.
6 years, locked in at that rate. And again, right, how do you penalize someone for money that they don't make? They're not going to lose money.
Oh, and about so he said he's not monetized on YouTube. Well, that was in the actual contract saying if you're not monetized on YouTube, you get a 25% drop in your pay after 90 days if you can't fix it. Well, the thing is, you could just redline that part out and then fix it. Jeremy Boring said that in his video. The offer sheet was just a way to start the conversation, and it's strictly business. You get your lawyer on the horn, talk to the Daily Wire's lawyers, they handle that, and then they talk. And then at the end of it, you assume both sides work for the best interests of both sides, and you come to a middle point. And if you can't come to an agreement, then you guys get on the phone personally and figure it out that way. But lawyers handle the business. You guys remain personal. That's how it's supposed to be, or at least in my mind, that's the way it should be.
Money on you being demonetized. Now, I get that I'm a special situation, but they said this is demanded of everybody. The big con issue is something that I've been running up against, and everyone in this industry knows for many, many years. They just were arrogant enough to out themselves.
Let's pause right here. He's saying that they outed themselves. Well, come on, man. Everybody knew who it was. Everybody knew who it was. It wasn't that many. It's not that many options of people that can give you that much money in this space that have ad reads and the kind of structure of contract. Come on, man. We all knew who it was. And if we didn't know exactly it was Daily Wire, we suspected it was Daily Wire with a few other groups. So you're going to have a bunch of heat on Daily Wire and everybody else until it gets figured out. So Daily Wire, rather than just saying nothing, has to get out in front of it because now people are hitting them up like, oh, that's y'all. You guys are this, that, and the third. Now they got to defend themselves. Why are you trying to act so obtuse, Stephen Crowder? I mean, come on.
And to put it in writing and to say, we know how to run this business, we figured it out, you don't know what you're talking about. And of course, after that, another last straw was, then going and trying to take our social media director. And I only showed you that email because he's willing for me to show you, like, we have people.
Okay, so right here he's talking about they poached or they tried to poach his social media director. First of all, who did or tried to poach your guy? Was it a headhunter that's employed by Daily Wire who operates independently and he's not necessarily or she not necessarily on the phone with Jeremy Boring talking about, hey, we're going louder with Crowder and we're trying to get this guy from over there. How do you know who did that? First of all. Second of all, y'all did that. Dave Landau from Compound Media, Anthony Cumia, y'all did that. So, I mean, why would you even talk about that when y'all did it? Why bring that up? This dude's a nut. I'm sorry.
Poached all the time. When you have your ideas stolen and they put more money behind it, not just mine, when you build someone up and someone else comes in and says, hey, we'll offer you more money, they use them for 6 months and burn them out. I'm sure that's an accident. I'm sure the people at the top of Daily Wire didn't know when they reached out to someone who was not looking for a job, who loudly and proudly advertises himself as social media director for Louder with Crowder. But I could tell you that on that phone call, they said, we have an entire social media department. Right? I said, I have one guy, Gary, and he's awesome. A few days later.
I do want to dedicate more time.
Did Gary join Daily Wire?
Well,
no, they came in and tried to hire him.
Okay, so that's one video. There's more, of course. We'll link to it in the box. So now here we go talking about the phone call conversation. Now, remember, the allegation was that Crowder called Jeremy Boring, the co-CEO of Daily Wire, in a friendly manner. and was talking about kids and Christmas and all that kind of stuff. Then it became business. Crowder records it and puts it out 1 week later in this whole campaign talking about Stop Bitcoin and Daily Wire, all this and that, and the third. And in the first video where he was showing the term sheet, he's like, hey, you guys got to do better. Not saying names yet. You guys got to do better. And don't make me bring up receipts. And 2 days later, basically, he brings up the phone call. It was already something that he planned, obviously. But let's see what he says about this whole situation.
Before we get to that, before we get to like the finances,
Yeah.
and
Let's
stuff,
go through the
'cause I want
timeline.
to, let me ask you this. If someone publicly was going, and by the way, I'm not going to be doing the personal stuff. I'm not going to be coming in here calling anybody a right, sending out hatchet people.
Now, this is offensive. You know, I like Candace. I've met her many times. I'm a big fan of Candace. Personally, you already know what's going on. I've been to a lot of the events, you know, the Blexit and stuff like that. She's a really good person. I don't like him trying to characterize her as a hatchet person because she did appear on Timcast the other day, and she did really attack. Now I won't say attack. She was very passionate about her feelings of not really liking this guy, Stephen Crowder, and what he did. And there were quite a few names that were called, a lot of B's and whatnot that were called against him. Obviously, she did not like what he did. She's angry at him. But she was already booked for Timcast a month and a half before that, before all this drama broke. So why would you call her a hatchet person? You're just making that assumption in your mind, passing it off as the truth. But let's continue.
I understand why Candace was mad. Honestly, I understand why she was mad. I'd probably be mad too. So I don't think it gives you an excuse to go and talk the way like every girl does who gets their husband into.
See what I'm saying? Like this is what I'm talking about. Passive aggressive. This dude I don't like. I really don't. I mean, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Like I'm just trying to. Let's continue.
A fight at a bar, but I understand why she was upset. If you had the ability, if someone's going out saying, "Hey, you're a difficult person who only cares about the money," and that you're, and you had the opportunity to clear it in because it was verifiably untrue, which now no one is arguing, would you do it? How else would people switch from it was about a $50 million salary to recording a phone call? Do we allow it when James O'Keefe does it? Is it only?
Man, and that's the dumbest comparison. Talking about James O'Keefe. Okay, first of all, when we're talking about Project Veritas, we're talking about outing people like in that CRT, you know, people talking about giving out sex toys to minors. We're talking about some really dark and seedy stuff. We ain't talking about your personal contract negotiation. I've never seen James O'Keefe out somebody that he's trying to do personal business with. That's what you did. And that's your friend, your man, your homie. You trying to get money with him and you put him out there because you want to get money. You want to try to get his subscriber. You're talking about poaching. You want to poach Daily Wire subs. This is a personal financial thing for you, not one of a greater good trying to help the nation. You want to paint yourself like that, but you're not like that. You are no James O'Keefe, sir. You are not doing anything valiant. You are doing things for yourself, for your company, not for the country, as Project Veritas is doing. So don't even do that. Don't even do that, sir. Let's not.
Only when corruption is on the side of the left. And here's the issue.
Corruption? You talking about a contract negotiation, term sheet. Ain't no corruption going on. You know what you could do? If you didn't like the terms that were in the sheet, decline it or negotiate. Ain't no corruption. Maybe they can't offer you what you want. Is that a crime? Is that them being corrupt?
I'll tell you who this hurts, the dishonesty. I'm not just saying Daily Wire. This is about the entire movement as a whole. There are a lot of practices that go on, and it hurts the sponsors, hurts the creators, hurts the viewers, hurts the investors. And by investors with us, it's entirely Mug Club. It's people who pay to subscribe. We don't make a dime off of YouTube. We haven't for many years.
That's a lie right there. That's a big lie. Okay, now I got to explain this because I'm a YouTuber, obviously. I have to explain this. This is a lie. You're on YouTube and you've not left YouTube except for when you striked and you can't upload to YouTube. You're still on YouTube. Why are you on YouTube? Because you make money off of YouTube. You're not monetized, meaning YouTube does not go out and curate ads to put on your videos for you. And you're not getting paid a check directly from Google, which is, YouTube parent company or whatever. You're not getting paid from them. However, you do make money from YouTube because Okay, do you have a podcast on there? Again, I don't watch Crowder, but I know you make money on YouTube. I know that for a fact because I do without ads. If there's no ads on the video, I still make money from YouTube. That's just a fact. And I'm nowhere near Crowder's size. Okay, I have almost 1 million. He has almost 6 million subs. Again, I'm almost at 1 million, is almost at 6 million. If you have a podcast on YouTube and you read ads, you're getting paid for those ads you read, right? First. Second, you have merchandise. Yes, you do. You're wearing the merch in the video as I'm wearing right now. You can buy this hat right now on my website. And ain't trying to plug it. I'm just saying this is just the reality. I'm wearing the merchandise right now. You can buy things in this video that you see in front of you. Same thing with him. You have ad deals, sponsorships, merchandise, all that good stuff. Okay. And donations from people that watch you directly. So don't tell me you don't get money from YouTube. You can also drive Mug Club subscriptions through your YouTube traffic. You have a website that you put out articles on. You make money on that. There's ads on your website. You're on Facebook, instant articles, and you also drive website traffic from your YouTube page. Don't tell me you don't make money on YouTube. That is a lie. That was just a few clips I found that I really wanted to talk about right there. They go in. It's like a 2-hour podcast. Again, link will be in the box. So don't say I didn't show everything. You could go to my website, right? Hey, I can't play the whole thing here. Go to the website and look at it. But as I close, I want to say this. This really just kind of cemented how I feel about Crowder. I didn't like him from the beginning, and I didn't say anything. People are going to say, well, you just as bad as Daily Wire. It's like, look, I have no reason to say anything about somebody. Like, it's a lot of guys in this movement I don't like. Okay, it's a lot of people that I really don't care for. But what's the point in me coming out on making the video saying, I dislike this person? What's the actual purpose in doing that? Why? What's the context? Okay, I get up one day, it's like, you know what? You know how I don't like X, Y, and Z? I make a video right now just for no reason, with no news story going on, no controversy, no nothing. I'm going to say I don't like that person. Why? It makes no sense at all. But with this guy right here, I mean, this is just crazy. I mean, I understand he has a lot of fans. People love him. And if you love him like his content, hey, shout out to you. Keep on. But I got to just call things the way I see it. I got to be honest. Also, one more thing I got to address. People said that I'm trying to get a job at Daily Wire. I'm 38 years old. I've been self-employed 16 years. I've been self-employed for 16 years. And really, I've been kind of like independent-minded, getting a little money here and there since I've been like in high school. Like, I don't have a desire to work for a company or any kind of joint venture. I've gotten emails. I've gotten offers. Oh, come do this audition. Come join us. Thank you for the offer, but no thanks. I prefer to be independent. That's just me. I'm not worried about money or nothing like that. I'm good. Okay, I've been smart over the years. I got good family. I'm straight. I'm not really worried about that. He's worried about that and trying to make it appear like he's not. He's worried about the money, trying to make it be like this whole crusade against big tech and big con. What he's doing right now is a big con, in my humble opinion, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Have you seen the entire Tim Pool, Steven Crowder podcast? What is your opinion about it? Have you seen any clips? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I want this to be the last video I make on this. I might talk about it on my next live show on Wednesday, perhaps tomorrow. I don't know, maybe. But I don't want to do any more videos about this. Hopefully, it's pretty much over with. If Daily Wire respond or Kenneth Orn responds, then maybe I'll do a video about that. But I don't want to talk about it no more. I just wanted to be fair because, you know, people responded. Kenneth responded. Everybody, Jeremy Boring. But Crowder hadn't responded to the responses. So I wanted to cover that and be fair and give him an equal opportunity to have his voice heard on my platform. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.